In the opening series of the MD2L Season 8, RO beat Hollow with a strong 2-0. Game 1 took a promising turn for Hollow when Transformer assassins Macho Man and Sawyer took out RO's power late in Game 1. But Bluntman was able to play both Wyvern and Ricky to make time for RO to come back and finish out Game number 1. Game 2 didn't even look close for Hollow, as a lesser combo of Pudge Arc Warden dominated the Drow and Dying safe lane, leading to an easy closeout for Team RO. Here's the call from the Mathematician.
Out in the bottom wave. Might take a tier 2 tower for this, but another roll coming in from Helix, trying to get the bumps around, but there's no tower to do any damage while this is happening. The rest of your team, they're just not available to get the hits in. He wants to try to get the kill onto... No, he gets silenced. Yule's up, but that's not his. He's still orchid, and now the Meteor Hammer will drop on the 3 of them. X, he gets bursted! He takes down 3 of them, but he gets ulted immediately from Pudge afterwards. He tries to manta off, but it's not enough. There was so much damage. Now we jump onto the back line. Helix, he'll go down too. Same with Big Papa. Buy back on Pango, but the hook! Meteor, come back in here, Drow. I'm coming for your ass. He gets the hook, and now Pango is the only one left to survive. He'll go down here too. It's at least 5 kills. Give me the recap, baby, because I think this one's getting G'd out soon.
We have another veteran lineup versus a majority amateur Dota 2 League lineup. These games felt really rough for Team Snow. Macho Man and Sawyer have upped their antics to starting fires, but even without constant pauses, these games felt overwhelmingly dominant for the Chaz. Game 1 saw Jasper running down everyone on the map with a 23-pick Lycan, and Snow responded with a 24-pick Axe. Game 2 was looking cleaner in the draft, but then we ended with a Bane on 24. Snow, you're my friend. These last picks fell flat. The RD2L champion Chaz will need much more in his way to be defeated. Here's the call from Game 1.
Chaz, he goes, he drops the hammer before he dies, but he will drop first, and now V-Tap, he'll go down, also jumping onto Ghost Pepper, not able to survive this, and now Camel Farmer jumping in with the Flux. You are slowed up a decent bit on Jasper, but he's able to just kite out. Ooh, one Wraith will hit him, but it's not enough, and now we have the Shackles charging onto the fake Camel Farmer, so he won't take too much damage at first, but now he pops into his own bubble. Has to run out of it, though. He's not able to
regen enough.
Oh, he's level 5. We're jumping right back in. Jasper, he'll get the
here, though.
Cancels the regen, Big Brain.
Uh-oh. They got the real one.
That kill gave XP for his ult. He was level 5.
From the Arcane division, we have someone with PMA in their name versus Corey, so these teams are bound to implode on impact. Bobby picked up both Nyx and OD in the first round of Game 1, so I will be removing him from my Christmas card mailing list. Even with one of the strongest openers in Dota, the comfy Amelkar Pango and dominant Corey Ricky took the win. Game 2 had some strange turns as it was a last pick Wyvern from Corey after a 23 Timber from Bobby. Amelkar had a nice Witchblade Bloodthorn build, eventually overcame the Invoker Witchblade from Bobby. We have 2 new captains here from the Overwhelming division as Genie takes on Chris in the first week. Mid matchup was Twal Monkey versus Genie, a rank 2000 Immortal. In both games, Genie performed really well. In Game 1, he also was able to get the puck. We had a last pick Invoker that couldn't really deliver, and the puck troll lineup ran over Team Chris. Game 2 was similar, but closer, as Twal Monkey took Rubik into the mid lane, did alright versus the Genie Morana. Genie never seemed to be in any danger in this game though. He made space for the Monkey King. They both hit an 18-minute timing on their Aghanim Scepters. This is definitely a team to look out for. From the Overwhelming division, we have the captain from Legacy's team last season, Greatheart, versus a new captain in the league, Grapefruit. Bobby had to stand in for a mid laner, calling it quits a literal hour before game started with no replacement in mind. Greatheart knew what they wanted in both games, opening to ban Shaman Ricky and first pick Rubik. Game 1 worked out for them, so they 8-picked Jug into Phoenix, 24-picked DK into Ember. Game 2 had a similar hero line, except Ogre and Jug switched sides. DK was picked 8 instead of 24. Last pick Arc Warden couldn't handle the SF Jug onslaught from Team Grapefruit.
Gotta go.
Let's go for it.
Wait.
Holy.
Alright.
I couldn't even.
Oh, fucking get rampage, eh?
Another Swift Division matchup, we have John versus Suck, another one of our newbies to the league. Game 1 had a last pick Monkey somehow versus a 23-pick Medusa. She is my baby, but Monkey King, Puck, and Oracle on the same team is recipe for disaster. Game 2 looked rough for John's team as the R Timbersaw never died against the stun light lineup of John. If I had to guess, I think they would regret picking Ursa into a Timbersaw. We have plenty of hype matchups for the first week. This is an exceptional Entropy team versus the reigning Badminton team plus a new position 4. The mid lane picks were a little unorthodox for Team Entropy in both games, having a Bristleback in Game 1 and a Slark in Game 2. Both times, Legacy felt damn near unkillable in the mid lane and asserted his dominance across the map. The only common denominator for Entropy was their first pick Tusk, and in terms of meta picks, Maddie had a much better draft. They managed to get the Monkey King, Nyx, and Ricky across both games. It just wasn't enough for the more niche draft they were up against. Here's the call from Mad Dog.
Detection, hello? A Ravage onto 2 people, but no follow-up damage as Staples gets the punch onto Bigot, who bought back. They're gonna find the kill onto the Magnus here, and that's gonna be a dieback from Bigot. And the lasso is still being held, and there's no damage coming up from the side of Big Pippy as a huge Ravage onto 3 people. They find the dust, they're trying to get Maddie, they're trying to get the team wipe. That's gonna be 6 heroes dead as it's a dieback
From the Swift division, we have a new Captain Cloudy going up against the reigning runner-up, Rusk Daddy. There must have been an update between games because someone only ticketed the first game. In Game 1, Rusk Daddy had to play IO, and Momo TA popped off. Hyper was able to chill farm on Wraithkin, while PA eventually came online for Cloudy. It wasn't enough to carry his team to victory. Cloudy is a faithful soldier of my chat and did show up sometime after his series. Said these were 2 close victories, and he's excited where his team is going in this league. In the first week of baller matchups, my top pick for the league takes on the relatively new U by Ward's team. Sauce and crew put up a good fight in game number 1, but the late game lineup of U by Wards eventually overpowered them. U by Wards had an especially good performance on his signature Ursa. Game 2 was not as close, as the Tint Juggernaut never had enough time to come online, and U by Ward's Phantom Assassin was a cold-blooded killer on the map. This team may be new, but they scrim often and took down my Kings week 1. Here's the game 1 call. Good.
Yeah, with Ursa. They're controlling the top side of the map, which is
No,
nice.
they get the arena, but the Spirit misses. The BKB comes out from U by Wards. He's just going to be able to turn onto Leg, and now he goes after Mothman. Mothman forced to use the ulti on himself. He has to get the save on the back line. We are going to pop the Undying. He goes down to Sauce with that Orchid, but the Soulbind out. We might be able to kill 10 here. 10, he's stunned up, and he goes down. The nuke damage will take down Killjoy in the back line, but we've already lost so many people. Now Cam getting on top of upside down question mark. Sauce going to go down 2. Also, one last hit. And that is, this is looking very bad. Another clash of new leadership from the overwhelming division. Webby split the series with Mild Daddy. Both games, Webby led off with first pick and open Nyx Assassin after banning Ricky Puck. It worked. Well, for game 1, as Hawaiian Pog balled up on his offlaner Void Spirit. I need to check my notes, but it says here that Corey dominated mid as TA versus the last pick Bloodseeker. I didn't expect to see that. Game 2 went better for Mild Daddy, so they 8-picked there terribly and after seeing their offlane matchup of Nyx Furion. The 16-minute E-Blade timing and morph hit hard. The 23-minute Scotty SNY from Garda just hit harder. We rounded off the week with a Fallen Division DotA as Mossflower 2-0'd Xeriscape in games that could have gone either way. Game 1 was very comfy for Mossflower as they had Moss Ember, Off Jug, and Jazz Witch Doctor. The game looked to be in the hands of Xeriscape to the tune of 100% in Dota Plus. Off eventually came online, took the game with some stylish fights from Team Mossflower. Game 2 was also in favor of Xeriscape, but that 7-pick Lone Druid has to fall off sometime. Off was a monster in the backline of his fights with his Ursa, just rips supports to shred. And a nice pick 24 for the Jazz Abaddon was perfect against the Batrider from Xeriscape's team. I'd keep an eye on the Team Zeri. They won't go down like this next week. Oh, jumping in. They do get the silence onto 3 of them. Now the Shackle's out, onto Off. Off. He just gets jumped on by the Wraith King. Stunned up. Is he able to use his spells here? Gets the spin off. I think he needed to use your Omnislash. He has a healing ward backwards, but he gets taken down by Ron. And the Aether Remnant will hit. He needs to get his Omni off. He's going to use it on 3. Everyone, they should die here. He gets 2 already. And that's the first light for the Wraith King. Off. He does so much damage. And with the Swift Slash, he's going to just... Oh, God. Off. That was so good.
Coming out of the Fallen division, we have Toxic Squad in Momo versus Team Dgaz. In Game 1, Team Momo completely outdrafted Team Dgaz, winning all 3 of their lanes and securing the map in a quick 32-minute victory. They had over about a kill and a half per minute for the entire game. Kerwa got one of his signature heroes going 9-1 on Legion Commander. In Game 2, Team Momo once again had a very spectacular draft, getting two heroes that were very unkillable later on in the game in DK and Bristleback. Despite trying their hardest, Radiant was not strong enough to be able to kill those heroes past the 30-minute mark. Congratulations and your 2-0 victory, Team Momo. I look forward to playing you guys next week. Here we have two teams that are very new to MD2L, both trying to make their mark on the league. We have Blissful Badgers versus Based Clap. In Game 1, the Blissful Badgers proved to outdraft completely, winning all three of their lanes and coming to a very convincing victory. Mozart in a go-kart went 18-6 and ended up becoming just impossible to kill with his quick speed. In Game 2, once again, this was a real show-off for Festival, who got countered by the Bloodseeker pick on the enemy team and still managed to only die 3 times, and becoming a real threat on the map with his ult all the time. Mozart once again went 11-1, and Blissful Badgers made their mark and potentially are one of the favorites in the Swift division. Now we have some games coming out of the Arcane division. We have Baby Yodas playing against Dagon Tails. In Game 1, Baby Yodas were allowed to pick Muggsy on his signature Sand King, and although he died 10 times, he created a ton of space for his for Matu to go 16-1 on Monkey King. Although it went 47 minutes, it was a very convincing win, and it looked like it was going to be Baby Yoda's game the entire time. In Game 2, once again, Muggsy was given his Sand King, which he died much less on, and Homingzi was given his signature DK, where he went 12-1. Radiant only died 5 times on their core heroes the entire game, and it was a 31-minute sweep. Congratulations, Baby Yoda's looks like a favorite in the Arcane division. Another series coming from the Arcane division, we have Call of Ambulance playing against XBomb Imperium. In Game 1, Call of Ambulance picked their best heroes, including a B Shilly Ricky and a PP Poo Poo Witch Doctor, who went 11-6 and 6-1 respectively. On the other side, XBomb Imperium gave Pingaling his Tinker, and while he only died 2 times, the counter from Ricky and the free farm that Plupo had to get an early Radiance proved a little bit too powerful. In Game 2, it was the tale of the exact same strategies once again, with both teams opting to pick their players' best heroes. Unfortunately, once again for XBomb Imperium, the late pick Meepo was countered by Venomancer, Treant, and Medusa. So in the end, Call of Ambulance had a very convincing 2-0.
Overgrowth comes out, Stonegaze is committed. Here comes the ultimate from the Abba to heal back up. Ramanolo is quite deep here. We'll be able to spin out. Meepo coming back in. Bar with the charge in the background will pay for his life, but the duel comes out. Not the targeted duel during this type of fight, and you're going to lose everybody here. Ramanolo will be the next to fall with one more hit from this Wraith King. Potentially, if he can catch him, he does get the stun. 1 crit goes down, and they will kill the Meepo again. Potentially, no. He's just man-fighting right now. Dusa needs to turn and go. Good E-Blade. He will be able to not get out. Just in time, Plupo takes the last hit. Wait, no, he didn't. Oh, the tree killed him.
In this week, Team Pretty Good went up against Pecan Prodigy, 2 teams with many veteran players in MD2L. In Game 1, Team Pretty Good came out with a last pick Razor, which did not do very well, especially against the Morphling on Pecan Prodigy. Despite the game going 50 minutes, Pecan Prodigy didn't throw the game, and Razor cannot go late. In Game 2, however, Team Pretty Good came out with a spectacular draft, picking Omar Mad Dog, his Puck, who he went 14-1 on. That combined with Minoy on Beastmaster going 11-3 was way too overwhelming for Pecan Prodigy and Terrorblade.
We had a highly competitive plan for MD2L to round off the week, in which the drafts got very fun. Game 1 had a second phase Ricky, responded to by a Coddle Bristle, whereas a degenerate Lycan pick to round it off, and the agents took a convincing game number 1. Game 2 both had strong openers, Amanda going with Ricky into Jug versus the tried and true Pudge Wraith King opener. The drafts were equally as strong until the agents last picked Techies.
after which Jug Jakiro ran over the Math Magician Pudge. Big Amanda will play Evil Geniuses to fight for a DPC slot.